Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Speak Nerdy to Me. I am Kaori, and joining me is the better half, Ann Campia.
Hey everybody, what's going on?
So this is the show where we like to talk about all our favorite newsy stuff coming out this week. And this is the second week of March, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
There really is.
So let's just get to it. First, we're going to talk about some movie news that our favorite tidbits. Ann, why don't we start with you?
Okay, well, coming out of the Star Wars camp, out of Disney, Disney had a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Oh, yeah.
By the way. We have a lot of Star Wars news that came out this week. One being that the title for director Gareth Edwards' standalone movie, which is featuring Felicity Jones, was released, and it's called Rogue One.
Yeah.
Also, Rian Johnson, I hope I got that name right, is confirmed for Star Wars Episode 8, coming to theaters May 26, 2017.
Gosh, they're like on a haul, you know?
That's a lot of news.
Yeah. A lot of Star Wars news.
I mean, what do you think about like the title and having a release date for Episode 8, and we don't even have Episode 7
That's
yet?
what I'm thinking. My head's already like in this huge anticipation for December already, and then we've got the Star Wars convention coming up, and now these news things coming up. I don't know what to make of it, but I am excited. I think these are great things. I love the idea of a standalone. I want to see where they're going with this, and I think it's a really smart move.
We're maybe 300 days away from the new Star Wars movie coming out?
I think it's a little less than that.
It's insane.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
I mean, personally, I don't know too much about what this title means to us, but I would suggest watching AMC Jedi Council, because I'm sure they went into detail about it, or maybe next week's episode they'll talk a little bit more about it. But go to the experts and listen to what they have to say about the title, because I'm sure a lot of people, you guys probably know what Rogue One is alluding to, and we're interested to know what that is.
And Felicity Jones is already casted, so they already have obviously a huge idea for it. That's way ahead of more than they're already telling us.
I know.
As usual. So what else, Ann?
So also out of Disney camp, Frozen 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited?
Not really. I mean, I liked Frozen, but it just exploded so hard that, no pun intended, you know, I don't think it needs a 2. I think they could have worked on another movie or waited a long time to have another Disney movie.
I feel like
another 2.
I feel like if they were going to make this announcement, they should have made it immediately after they knew Frozen was a cash cow.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's too late for Frozen 2. I think every 4-year-old who is probably now 5 years old is very excited that a Frozen 2 is going to come out. But you know, it was not one of those huge announcements where, like with Marvel, where they like bring all the press into El Capitan and they make a huge announcement. This one was during an annual shareholder meeting.
Yeah,
where they said, we're doing Frozen 2. We'll probably make a lot of money. Probably one of those conversations.
I mean, you know, Disney does make a lot of number 2s for all of their Disney princesses, but they usually end up going on to straight to like the Disney Channel or TV. So it's interesting to see that they wanted to put it straight onto the big screen, right? That's where they want to put it.
I mean, well, considering Frozen, the first one, made $1.3 billion globally. Why not? You know, they're definitely gonna make some huge amount of money.
See, I might be in the minority here, but I feel that I'm not that excited about it at all. Like, oh, great, Frozen was a good movie, but it just didn't really need a part 2. I'm not curious to see where it's going to go. But, you know, obviously it's going to build up, and I might want to see it at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it remains to be seen. I don't think there's anything in terms of the details of the story, what the plot will be, what characters are we going to see, what new characters. We do know that there's a Frozen Fever short that is playing in front of Cinderella, so that might whet the palate of like all these little kids who've been waiting for anything Frozen. And then this news, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure all the 5-year-olds out there are super excited that there's going to be another movie.
The best thing I got out of Frozen was the cold never bothered me anyway.
And Adele Dazeem. And look, for me, having to work on the toys is not going to be a bad thing either.
That's true. And they are cute. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about more, you know, movie stuff, because there's so much. Marvel Studios will not be attending SDCC this year.
What?
according to James Gunn. And people were like, maybe he's just saying that, but then he tweeted, I never lie about what I say. And that's kind of a shocker because you think about Comic-Con and where it started off, it's a comic-based convention. And here we are in 2015, and one of the biggest comic studios is not going to be there.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
One, what does that mean for like DC? Like Warner Brothers properties, are they still going to be there?
I think DC should go cash in.
They might as well just take over the whole convention at this point.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I just feel that DC should be like, all right, well, more for us, I guess, you know, take advantage.
I mean, the timing makes sense because Age of Ultron would already be out. And really, I don't know what else they would be promoting.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I mean, I know they have a shit ton of stuff coming out, but and you know, not to say SDCC is not a good platform to do that, but you know, there's D23, which is all Disney, so that's another platform that they could do it at. They for the other Marvel announcements that they had all the press go to El Capitan and get the news that way. I mean, I think Marvel Studios at this point and all the properties are big enough that they could host their own presser outside of SDCC and then not have to deal with all the scheduling conflicts and having to get people out there to promote and stuff like that. I think it's just a hassle, maybe.
I don't think it's going to affect them in any capacity at all. But, you know, for Comic-Con goers, it might be kind of sad to know that they're not going to be there, right?
Yeah, for us, I'm sure we're bummed. Yeah, we're definitely bummed about that. But I can see from a business standpoint why they might choose not to go.
Yeah, maybe it's just a lot.
Yeah.
They have a lot going on right now. So, okay. And then there's also a report. This is a report that there's going to be male-driven Ghostbusters. It's called Ghost Corps. It's a separate movie from the Ghostbusters movie that's in the works right now with the 4 female cast. So in talks, and really just in talks, is the idea of Channing Tatum and even your boy Chris Pratt being in it.
Ooh.
And it's a little different and like a different storyline. So what do you think of the idea of this?
Have they said if the movies will connect, like the female version and the male version?
Maybe somewhere along the way.
Like to create like a whole universe,
kind
right?
of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I'm reading it.
Could be interesting.
I think so too. I'm wondering why they decided to do that. It's not the same, but I think it's because some people weren't very happy with the idea of a female cast. Which
that's not
sucks.
Cool. No.
Yeah.
They might as well have just, intermingled. Like they should have just had male and female cast for this coming movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But
if that was going to be an issue. But I do like the idea of Channing Tatum being in any movie, so I would definitely see it if it ever came to fruition. But I'm more excited to see the female-led Ghostbusters that they're working on now.
Well, this Ghost Corps has Dan Aykroyd linked to it too, so that's kind of a big deal too.
Yeah.
Like, oh crap, it's Dan Aykroyd. So I don't know. I mean, I want to see how the ladies do. I think they're going to be great. I think it's really cool because they've got 4 leading hilarious chicks, and then I'm still interested in this Ghost Corps that they're in the works and then talks about. So, okay, let's talk about Joe Manganiello, who's also it's also a report that he is in talks to be Deathstroke in the Suicide Squad. First of all, that means that Suicide Squad will have Deathstroke in it.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. News. That's great news because he's a great character. And Joe Manganiello, that's a really beastie Deathstroke.
I love it.
I love it too.
I think the look fits the comic. I think he is menacing. He kind of carries that presence, like where you would be fearful of him. Like you do not want to cross this guy. And Deathstroke is that type of villain. And I'm excited that they are going to have Deathstroke in Suicide Squad, like you said.
Yeah, me too. And so that's like double whammy news. And I think that if he does get, in fact, casted, it's a solid cast. Isn't
he bigger than like everybody they've cast so far?
I'm totally cool with Deathstroke being Gigantor. It's totally fine. You can be Voltron. It's fine.
Maybe he'll do some Magic Mike moves in the middle.
By the way, I just want to say, every time I pass by the Magic Mike poster, I think it's the smartest thing ever to have Channing Tatum pointing at his crotch and saying, "Coming." I'm like, yes, that's all we need to
I have stood in front of that poster many times.
Best poster thought ever. So simple. And it makes so much sense in many different ways. All right, so I want to talk about, there's all these live action movies coming out, obviously. And now we're hearing that they're going to bring out Dumbo live action, and Tim Burton is possibly going to be directing it. So that being said, I'm very excited because I love Dumbo. He's my favorite. But I don't know what they're going to do. Hire someone with big ears and make it a human Dumbo? Or is it going to be like live action elephants? That's going to be so cute.
Am I dreaming? Like, is this for reals? Like, Tim Burton. Wait, hold on. Let's step back a second. A live action Dumbo.
Yeah.
So they've been raising an elephant to act in a movie like since he was a baby. I
CGI,
don't understand. And then now Tim Burton's there. I'm sure now Johnny Depp at some point is going to be in the movie because that's what happens.
All I ask is that Johnny Depp does not star as Dumbo or even the crow. Just don't do any of or the rat. Or the mouse, I mean.
He's going to be the mouse. I bet you anything.
Okay, I would probably not watch it. I remember a time when I used to get excited that Johnny Depp was in a movie, and now it's like, great.
So the script is, I think this is the one. The script is written by the Transformers person, right? I can't remember the name.
Okay, I'm not sure. I can't confirm.
So then we have, I'm going to go back to it. We have Tim Burton on a Dumbo live action. I still don't, I have to pinch myself that this is actually news.
No.
I don't know what to think of this, to be honest with you.
I don't know what they're going to do and how is it live action. I like the idea of having actual elephants, but at the same time, I don't want the elephants themselves to go through the trouble of torture of being filmed, if that's the case, you know? So I would rather have it be CGI, because I don't want elephants to get hurt in the creation of this movie. I know it sounds silly. Did you know, by the way, that Ringling Barnum and Brothers have decided to get rid of their elephant show? Recently?
Yes. I'm sure they've caught a lot of heat throughout the years that they've been performing. It's a hard one.
It is.
Let's go back to this Dumbo live action thing.
Go back. And I'm really fixated on this.
I mean, would you, knowing what we know today, would you see it? Because I'm thinking Alice in Wonderland worked, right? I mean, it made money. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't a great movie, but it made a lot of money. So today, if Dumbo was released, would you go and see it?
Okay, it depends. I need to see a trailer and see what it looks like. If they wanted to just remaster the cartoon version, I would be totally happy with that. But I just want to see what this turns out to kind of look like, and then I can really gauge. I don't really have a specific answer for that. How about you?
Of course I would see it. No, I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest with
Really?
you.
Oh, come on.
Not even the name Tim Burton draws me to the movie yet. I mean, but like you said, I wait to see trailers and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's move on to movie releases. A little bit about that. First of all, Cinderella comes out today, Friday, and reviewed it really briefly last week without spoiling. And so check out our video last week.
And it's already certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's gotten really good reviews. And I definitely want to see it. I like the twist. And what you said last week about Cate Blanchett kind of stealing the show and the fact that you get to see an edge of the wicked stepmother. That's the big thing there. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Let's talk about it next week once you've seen it.
Yeah, definitely. And we also saw last week, Unfinished Business, which came out last week. And that, if you guys don't remember, it's the one with Vince Vaughn, Dave Franco, and some old man.
Old man.
Old man. It's supposed to be funny. I think as much as I love Vince Vaughn, if Dave Franco wasn't in this movie would have been terrible. Dave Franco saved it.
Completely agree.
Saved it.
Every scene with that old man whose name is to be determined, to
be forgotten,
was so bad awkward.
It was
where it was uncomfortable to see those scenes, and they weren't even that funny.
Yeah.
And then you have Dave Franco, who knows how to perform awkward funny.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think if it wasn't for the interaction of Dave Franco and Vince Vaughn's character, I would have fell asleep. I did fall asleep during the movie, during the end of the movie, because then they start to get kind of dramatic and there's just a whole lot going on It's very disjointed. They're trying to have like 3 or 4 different messages during the film. And so by the end of it, I was just like, is this over yet?
I think it was clearly made just to bring Vince Vaughn get some money or something, because it made no sense. Even the ending just kind of was like, all right, that's all that happened. And it just wasn't a good movie.
There was a lot of fluff to make it a feature-length film.
Yeah.
I think if they took out that whole storyline with his son getting bullied, then the movie probably would have been less than an hour long.
And they didn't even resolve anything with that either. Like, nothing was resolved.
It's
even
really
like
strange.
His battle with Sienna Miller's character. Anyways, it's not a movie worth seeing unless you feel like wasting 2 hours of your life.
There you go. Exactly.
But tell us what you think, because maybe you guys like it. Comment below and let us know. Okay, and finally, today also Run All Night comes out. I saw it, and I really enjoyed it. And that's the movie right there with Liam Neeson. And, yeah, people are saying it's a lot like his Taken character. Sure, essentially, once again, he's a conflicted father, but it's a different Liam a little bit.
Who's taken in this movie is what I want to know. Is somebody stolen or taken or kidnapped?
Not really. No one is really stolen, but someone's hiding, and that would be his son. I don't want to give it away, but I did thoroughly enjoy this film.
Oh, okay.
It starts off a little slow, but everything ties in quite nicely. And Liam Neeson and Ed Harris together. That's a force to be reckoned with. I really like that. I love Ed Harris.
Yeah.
I love Ed Harris. Yeah.
I totally forgot Ed Harris is in it too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll see it since you liked it.
You should see it. Well, just basically Liam Neeson's son and then Ed Harris's son, they end up having issues, and then so the fathers have to like have issues. I'm really being vague because I don't want to give anything away.
Spoil it.
But no.
Does Liam Neeson die? Just tell me that.
Are you serious? You want me to tell you that?
Yes. Oh. Okay.
I just did.
Wow.
She wanted.
Okay, good to know.
Okay. I didn't want to spoil it for you guys. So, but yes, my review is go see it because it's cool. If you can handle nonstop, you will handle this one. I think this was better than nonstop.
I swear, I think you have seen every Liam Neeson movie.
I'm a little obsessed.
Ever.
A little bit.
Are you?
I like him.
Okay.
He's cool. You know what's crazy? I have not seen Schindler's List. Isn't that the weirdest thing ever?
Wow.
I've even seen Les Miserables with Liam Neeson. Okay. But I have not seen Schindler's List.
Okay.
All
we
right.
need to fix that.
All right, so let's move on to hate of the week because we hate it. And this week we actually want to talk about the fact that last week when we were watching the boring movie Unfinished Business, we actually got really annoyed because the people in front of us were acting like they were sitting on their couches and talking like this level, eating popcorn like, yeah, man. Hate of the week. Don't sit in the movie theater like you're sitting on your couch because there are people around you who can't stand you right now.
Yeah, this guy had to comment on everything that was going on.
Yes.
As if he was reviewing the movie while we were seeing it.
It was awful.
And it's just rude to one, talk through a movie, but two, nobody gives a shit about what you care about the movie during the movie.
You know, it's like next time we should be like, John Campia, stop it. No, I'm just totally kidding.
It was him, wasn't it?
No. But yeah, just be courteous for people around you because part of the movie experience is to get a crowd going and laugh together and all that stuff. And if you're sitting there being the soundtrack, it ruins everything.
That's a good one.
You
being
know,
the soundtrack.
It just
exactly.
awful.
Yeah.
All right, so now
we hate it.
we hate it. We're grinds on gears, you know. Dating question of the week. So I was messing around on Plenty of Fish. I shouldn't have said that. That's fine.
Everybody, she is on Plenty of Fish.
No, but I blocked myself. Me and my friends, we were on it together. Me and two of my guy friends, and they told me to join it, so I joined it, and we were fucking around on it. And they noticed that I kept ignoring and deleting messages. So they asked me, what in the world would it take for you to respond to a guy? Like, what is one thing? Like, what would they say
So there's like so I don't know Plenty of Fish. So there's like a messaging part of it where people can send you like a message just to start a conversation.
Yeah, pretty much like if they like your profile, they'll go ahead and send you a message and then you can respond or not respond. And so I was saying no to everybody and they asked me, what could a guy say to a girl, or what could they message that would make a girl respond?
So were you getting just the generic like, hey, how are you?
I got really random shit.
Or were you getting like the crazy people that
all of the above.
Asked for nudie photos or whatever?
Oh, that I have not gotten the nudie thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it then? Tell me what. See, I have to message you for you to respond to me.
But I mean, I think my response to them was, you gotta say something clever that'll make me laugh, right? I think that's a little challenging considering you don't know the person at all. It's just like internet profile. But if you can give me a reaction, then I might respond because you'll feel inclined to be responsive, like just something clever.
So what if they were setting up a joke? Like what if they the first thing they messaged you was the first half of a joke and you would have to respond? Would you do that?
It sucks, but it does depend a little bit on what they look like. You have to be somewhat attracted, right?
There you go.
Yes. If you are in the FMK and you're the K part, you're probably not going to get a response.
Okay, so what if...
And what about you? Why don't you answer these questions too?
Well, I'm just saying, based solely on the question, because it's what did they have to ask? I would think if you're looking for something witty or something to draw a reaction, I think I would advise a guy to maybe message showing that they've looked at your profile at least. So it's not generic, hi, how are you? It's something like maybe witty that has to do with one of your interests.
Yeah.
So maybe a stupid joke about a Pomeranian will get you intrigued,
but
right?
It better not be like, oh, Pomeranians suck. Prove me wrong. Okay, like nothing like that.
No, but there's got to be something,
like
right?
Yeah.
There's got to be something in your profile that they could just take a little tidbit and you can be like, oh, well, they actually looked at my profile, one, which is nice, and two, they're funny.
Yes, and it should be something that triggers your urge to respond. Like, oh, I want to respond to this person, But that's a really hard question. So if you guys have any successful messages that you've sent out and always got a response, whether it's a template or whatever, let us know because I'm quite curious. Like, what is something that would just be like hook, line, sinker? She's going to respond to me because I always get a response with this.
So if you're looking for Kaori on Plenty of Fish,
I'm actually what's the word?
Search Truffle Butter. That's her nickname.
Yeah, Truffle Butter. Truffle Butter. Okay. So next, let's talk about our some tech stuff. First of all, our app show's on the way, promise. We've been working on it. We're slowly sending out the old stuff, but pretty soon there'll be new stuff. And I got a new iPhone 6 Plus, and I love it. And I want to share how big it is. Look how big my face is and next to the iPhone 6 Plus. It's amazing. So if you're debating between the iPhone 6 or the Plus, get the Plus. And I've noticed that when I'm showing it to other people, the guys are the ones that complain about the size. Isn't that
probably
so funny?
I would say the only reason I think that they would complain is because it probably doesn't fit in their back pocket.
Yeah, isn't that a change for guys to complain about size? It's so. And I'm thinking, well, we have purses, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on.
But don't you love just the size of the screen? Now you can actually see everything.
It's finally as big as your phone.
Yeah.
So now we're competitors for real.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Actually, I would need to probably get the Note 4 to size up with that, I think.
You're gonna love it. I sleep with it and Wakame gets jealous. She puts her ass on it and says, go away. And also something in the tech world that we want to talk about is RDJ recently went over to a kid with a missing arms place, dressed up as Tony Stark, and gave the kid some Iron Man love, including an iron arm.
Yeah.
And he thought it was the sweetest thing ever. His name, I believe, is Alex Pring, the little kid.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that was just a really good move on everyone's part.
Yeah, we watched the video before we started shooting right now, and it's so sweet. I couldn't help but get teary-eyed and
cry.
So cool that, RDJ wanted to be a part of this. He has a good heart. And the kid was surprised, I think. And he was also, they asked the Alex, oh, do you know who that is? And he's like, it's Iron Man. You know,
so cute.
He didn't say Robert Downey Jr. He said, that's Iron Man.
That's
and
how I
cool.
would have responded.
But just looking at, you know, it's a 3D printed bionic limb from Limitless Solutions. It's a volunteer group. And here's the thing that caught my attention. The arm costs just $350 to produce, whereas before it used to be anywhere from $40,000 or more.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
This kid, Alex, 7-year-old Alex, now has an arm, a functional arm.
An Iron Man arm.
An Iron Man arm, nonetheless, that was delivered to him by Iron Man himself. That he can just go and just be, you know, like he can now do things that he wasn't able to do before. And that just warms my heart.
I know. And first of all, that kid is courageous, because if Robert Downey Jr. or Iron Man were in front of me, I would not be as calm and collected as he was. He was on his A game for being surprised. Secondly, 3D printing is just doing amazing shit right now. And I got to hand it to them. Like, the things that they can do has really helped with lives. Like, have you seen the dog without the front limbs? And they make 3D print legs so the dog now can run around all crazy. I mean, look at you. You're tearing up thinking about it.
It's amazing. And if you guys ever actually just get to check out the technology, it's mind-blowing. I think we're going to see a lot of other stuff that we're able to produce now cheaper, more efficiently because of these 3D printers.
Yeah. So technology for the win in this case. All right, let's talk about some FMK. FMK. So in case you don't know, FMK is fuck, marry, or kill. And Campia, I'm going to ask you, in the world of Street Fighter, FMK, Ryu, Guile, or Ken?
I would marry Ryu because he is the leader, in my opinion.
Okay.
And he's the best.
It's not in the movie.
So, and he's a brunette.
Okay.
Partial to dark hair.
Okay.
I would kill Ken because I don't like blondes.
Ooh. And half our viewers disappear.
And goodbye. Well, that means I would have to kill Guile too.
Yeah, but you can't.
I'll fuck Guile just because he's all muscular and like brute, I guess.
Oh, right. Ugh.
What do you think? What are you gonna do?
I think I just dug myself a hole, because I would definitely marry Ryu. He's the only one that I'm physically attracted to. Yes, yes. And he's Japanese, so we can eat ramen and sushi together or whatever, and visit Japan and stuff. Okay.
Oh, and you're daydreaming right now.
I know. I'm like, yeah, let's drift off of here. Okay, and then I would kill Guile. I never really liked Guile when I played as Guile. I just felt his sonic booms and it just okay, yeah. And
the funny thing is, though, that's like one of the moves that was one of the only moves I was ever able to execute.
That was the best move to do.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, I'm just going to stand in the corner and keep doing this.
That and Hadouken.
It's going to kill and piss people off.
Yeah.
But it works. And then I would probably fuck Ken, because he's got the same moves as Ryu, at least. You know? So,
Good point.
There you go. What do you guys think? FMK, Ryu, Guile, or Ken, or the female counterpart, Chun-Li, Cammy, or
Sonya.
Sonya. Well, that's
Is
fine.
she?
She's MK, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, why not?
Let's just put them in the mix, because onto video games. I do want to mention some new Mortal Kombat talk. Mortal Kombat is coming out very, 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 very soon, the new one. And there's going back and forth of what playable characters there's going to be. And I wanted to mention the ones that have been confirmed right now, that are from our favorites, like Sonya, Johnny Cage, Jason, Friday the 13th.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that... not Friday the 13th. Is it Friday the 13th? Yes, it is. I get them confused with Freddy Krueger. But yes, him. Katana, which Anne so wonderfully plays. Jax, Shinnok, and a couple others. Melina, obviously. Goro, badass. So there's 10 that have been officially... selected playable characters. And there's others that are like back and forth. They're not sure. We're not sure what's going to happen.
Why can't they put all of them in there, though? I don't understand.
I don't know. Like, that's how video games roll. So I guess, there's obviously going to be a storyline, and I'm interested to play the storyline, but I actually prefer storyline over just the battles itself and climbing up that ladder.
Yeah. That's why I liked Injustice so much, because of the storyline, which is like...
Yeah, I love storylines.
I just wanted to get through the battles because the story was so good.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
And also, speaking of Guile, Polygon posted an article of Guile's theme now has lyrics, an explanation for Guile's eyebrows. They basically posted this via Fox's Animation Domination High Def show. And basically, there's a song with theme of Guile's theme. Okay. And why he has no eyebrows. And it's because he shaves them off before every battle.
You showed me this video as well as the RDJ thing. We saw this video before we started shooting too. Hilarious.
It's so funny.
I kept looking at Kaori like, is this real? I mean, okay, so Dumbo live action and now Guile. We know why Guile doesn't have eyebrows.
Next time we fight with the pillows, we should shave our eyebrows.
Yes.
That'll be fun. Okay. And I wanted to bring up this. I really feel this is a really sad story. Skyrim is one of my favorite games, and there's a lot of modding going on with Skyrim. Incredible stuff. And recently, a guy lost his younger brother, and he basically turned Skyrim on where his brother last saved the game, and he doesn't play it. He just turns it on to exactly where his brother last played it, just to be reminded of his brother. It's really sad.
That is so sad.
It is so sad. And so what happened was a modder ended up trying to just the heartstrings were pulled, and they added some, fluff to that scene for him. And I'm like, oh, gamers out there, unite.
Yes.
So sweet.
That is really sweet.
Yeah. Can you imagine just like, oh, I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's
start
move
crying.
on.
This is going to be the crying episode.
But if you want to look for it, it's the mod is Bear in memory of Taylor.
Nice.
So check it out. It's really... Aww. All right. And finally, Life is Strange episode 2. It should have came out today. I haven't checked it out yet. But there's always these rumors swirling that it's been delayed, but then they said, no, it's not going to be delayed. If you haven't played Life is Strange, it's a really cool game. You basically play as this photography student named Max, and she finds out that she can go back in time and change things around, but it might affect basically everything that goes on. So episode 1 already came out. Episode 2 should be out, and yeah.
How long did it take you to finish episode 1?
I would say like 2-3 hours.
Okay, so it's not that long of a gameplay?
It depends on how much times you rewind. And I rewound a couple times because I was like, fuck, I don't think I should have done that, that kind of thing.
But isn't it one of those, like a Telltale where you should just go along with it, right? Because that's your decision at the time?
Well, that's the thing. It's not like Telltale where you commit. Once you press that button, you're done. This one is... All right, well, all this happened. Are you sure? And then you'll hear Max going, I don't know if I should have done that. And then it says, well, you want to go back? And you're like, fuck, dude. I might have to go back.
So maybe that's a trigger?
Yeah.
To tell you, like, maybe that was not the right choice?
Well, no. It's just like, I don't think there's any wrong choice, but I think it's just... Because either way, she's going to say that at the end. Like,
okay.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, it's obviously Square Enix is part of it, so it's a huge success. And I really suggest this game.
Nice.
And go play it. But Anne, we're about to talk about comics, and I know that's your arena.
Yes. I had the privilege of finishing a comic that I've been talking about for a few of our Speak Nerdies now. Injustice Gods Among Us, Year 3, finally came to an end. There's a photo of John Constantine and his daughter. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't enjoy Year 3 as much as I enjoyed Year 2 or Year 1.
Oh my God, I thought you said Your 3. I'm like,
Your
what?
3.
What 3?
Year 3. Okay. I think it partially because it was a little slow for me. And I'm not too familiar with a lot of the characters that have to do with magic. So there was like Trigon and like I forget the name. John pronounced it for me one time and I can't even read it. But there were some characters I wasn't familiar with, so that I didn't really have an attraction to those characters, and just the overall theme of magic wasn't intriguing to me. And so while I liked seeing John Constantine throughout Year 3, I think the rest of it fell a little flat. But by the end of the series, by the end of Year 3, I was really like, okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
Okay.
So the last issue was actually pretty good. It actually stumped me because there was a twist for people who maybe weren't just paying attention throughout the whole series. But as it turns out, John Constantine, you meet him towards the beginning of year 3, and he has a purpose. He has an agenda, but so much shit happens in between there, right? So magic is Superman's weakness. Okay. So you finally see a weakness in Superman, and he starts to go down. What's her name? Wonder Woman is out for a few issues. She's knocked out cold.
Wow.
Raven is out because of magic. Batman, although everybody is weakened. And so you forget that it started with this agenda that John Constantine brought to Batman, saying, I want to save my daughter.
Okay.
And so by the end of it, by the finale, I was like, where is this all going? And then I realized at the very end, the whole year 3 was dedicated to John's agenda to save his daughter.
Okay.
So all the shit that happens between Batman and Superman
was for nothing,
was kind of for nothing in terms of their storyline and how they're feuding. But it was all for John to get rid of Trigon and like whoever else had had an agenda to kill his daughter. He got rid of them. They put them in some place where they like beyond space and time where they can't escape. So they're basically dead. And John saves his daughter at the end of it. So that was it. That was the whole year 3.
Full circle.
All because John Constantine had an agenda. And look, I understand why he was being selfish. That's your daughter.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I thought, oh my gosh, I read 23 issues and really nothing advanced with Batman or Superman.
Yeah, but what in between point A to B, was the journey interesting?
It was kind of interesting because I never knew that magic could affect these characters in that way.
Yeah.
I thought Superman didn't have any weaknesses except for kryptonite.
Yeah.
So the fact that magic can do that and can do that to all of the characters, I thought was pretty cool. I learned a lot.
Okay.
And I met a lot more characters that I'm typically not familiar with. So.
Well, see, that's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like the journey was great. It's not about what's the thing? It's not about the destination. It's about the journey or something.
It's not about the destination. Yeah. It's about the journey. Okay. Exactly. So
it wasn't
you say
too bad. With all seriousness, and I'm here like, okay. You're a better person than I am.
If you guys have read it, I mean, let me know what you thought. Maybe you enjoyed it more than I did, or you caught some things that I didn't. So I would love to hear it in the comments.
Yeah. So drop some down below. Okay, so let's talk about food. I forgot to bring up a graphic, but basically Krispy Kreme. There's a Krispy Kreme donut that is basically a bun. And in it is a hot dog, bacon bits. It's a Krispy Kreme hot dog donut bacon bit thing, and it looks really toxic and delicious.
So this girl sent this to me like at noon on a Wednesday. I'm just making this up. But I remember being super hungry when you sent it to me. No. And I was like, I had to go to Krispy Kreme that day just to get one.
That's hilarious. Adam was like, I eat that.
I'm going to stick the hot dog in there. No, I didn't go that far, but I did go get a donut. But it looks really good. Is this an item that Krispy Kreme is selling, or is this something just somebody slapped together?
I believe it's, no, they're selling it, but I think it's at like a baseball stadium or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we've seen like Krispy Kremes used in hamburger buns or... Like they've used in many different ways. I've seen Krispy Kreme like in a waffle iron, so it becomes like more of a breakfast food. Like, I mean, it's a donut; you can eat it anytime, but it becomes like a waffle.
Yeah.
Many uses to a Krispy Kreme.
The thing with Krispy Kreme donut, and I actually had a little bit today, is I love it, but I always start burping the crap out of that Krispy Kreme. I know that sounds really nasty, but it's like. Oh, that's Krispy Kreme. At least it's a sweet burp.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. All right. And our final talk of the day, as always, we have to mention Zac Efron. In case you guys are interested, he is currently, well, not he, but the movie he's in is currently seeking people wearing swimsuits. So there's an audition call. So Google that up.
Where?
Zac Efron film seeking swimsuit wearing...
In Burbank.
Savannah High in Burbank. And it's like, okay, bye.
Okay, I'm going right now.
But yeah.
I'm just as bummed as when they released that article or that they were seeking people extras for Magic Mike.
Oh yeah, it's
Double
a
XL.
different city.
And now they're seeking people to go party with Zac Efron, and we can't be there. That's so sad.
I know, of all places, you're not choosing Los Angeles, Zac Efron. Why not? You know, but it's all right. We always have that Channing Tatum poster. Magic Mike Double XL coming. That's right, coming. All right, so that completes our show for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe down below. Let us know what you thought. And right there, you can see us. Follow us, Team Amasian, and also our website, www.teamamasian.com. You can go ahead and email us if you want to not comment below and leave some private moments for us. That's okay, too. Dating questions, whatever you want to say. It's teamamasian@gmail.com. And in the meantime, guys, you can also follow us as individuals. Where at Ann? Where can follow you?
You guys can follow me at Ann Campia on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. And I want to just give a shout out to two people. John Campia, who's helping us out with the show today.
John Campia's the best. Look at him.
Yay.
Yay.
As well as T Fury for these awesome shirts that we won. Thank you, T Fury. We love our shirts.
We actually won these shirts because Ann and I, you got to go to Team Amasian's Instagram at Team Amasian. And basically, we wore a crap ton of T Fury shirts along with our friends, Star Wars friends, and we would all have been naked with that. So we won the contest, and this is my shirt, Harry Potter. So, and you can follow me at Kaori at Kaoris.com. I went way too far. Sorry, guys. Anyways, thank you so much again. And John Campia, thank you so much. You're the best. You're the bomb.com. And we'll catch you guys next week for some more talk.